Hey all, Jason Levon, priest at St. Luke's Episcopal Church in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. My boy Blue, welcome to another edition of Pause and Pray. One of my favorite comedy movies of all times is the classic Tommy Boy, starring the late great St. Chris Farley and David Spade. And it tells the story of Chris Farley, who plays Tommy Callahan, whose dad owns and has been highly successful in his Callahan Auto Parts business, and he suddenly dies, and Tommy is left to kind of go on this mission to try to save and salvage the company where so much depended on his dad. And Tommy's just this kind of aloof guy who never seems to get a break or do anything right. So of course the movie's a comic journey of failure after failure as Tommy tries to save the company his father founded. And at the end, or towards the end of the film, there's a scene where Tommy is sitting on a bench waiting like at a bus stop, and he's going through verbally all of the failures in his head. And as he gets to the end of the list of all of his failures that have mounted up, all of the shipwrecks he's endured, the bench breaks. And he looks and he says, well, could have done without that. It's a quote I use a lot whenever I find myself navigating shipwrecks in life, when it seems like all has gone wrong and then just one more thing seems to go wrong on top of everything else. So you try to make yourself smile by saying, well, could have done without that. It's nice to know that, though, that it's not just you and I who navigate shipwrecks in our lives. It's part of God's story too. In today's daily office, we're invited to pray chapter 27 of the Acts of the Apostles. And chapter 27 is part of a larger story telling of Paul's first imprisonment in Rome. And Paul is being transferred on a ship as a prisoner, and suddenly there's a literal shipwreck. The ship falls apart, and everybody's left to cling to whatever they can to just try and stay afloat. If I'm honest with you, there's a lot of detail in chapter 27 of Acts, and even the story it tells would be a story I would normally skip if it was my own choice. But thanks to the daily office, I have to confront parts of Scripture I might otherwise pass over if left to my own choice. And for whatever reason today, I was grateful to linger on chapter 27 of Acts. I mean, even though there's a lot in it, and there's lots and parts of Scriptures that I don't understand or comprehend, the same is true about my own life. There's a lot in my own life that I don't understand or comprehend well, especially the parts of my life where I've been navigating shipwrecks and just trying to tread water. In that light, then, we're invited to pause and pray about today. The slivers of grace that we've found offered to us when we were trying to navigate some shipwrecks in our life. Maybe it's in good art, good movies, or those people who found a way to get us to smile or even laugh a little in the midst of all of our tears. Or maybe it's found in the people that offer a shoulder for us to cry on when that's all we can do is offer tears. Or maybe it's found in those who reach out hands to us to hold us in our heartbreak and in our shipwrecks. And somehow in all of that, to still utter a prayer of gratitude, even if it's through tear-filled eyes. Because while Tommy Callahan is right, we all can do without shipwrecks. What we can't do without is the grace that is continually offered to us when it feels like we're drowning. God's peace and blessings to you all. And as an aside, next week, there will be no pause and praise. Blue and Christy and I, we're going to be spending the week camping, which is an activity the three of us love to do together. So have a peaceful week, and I'll see you after Labor Day. God's peace and blessings to you all.